Comedian and actor Bill Cosby gave in an interview that's getting a lot of attention. He spoke with New York Post reporter Stacy Brown, not about growing rape allegations. He had a few things to say about the black media.
Just let me say this to you, then I have to hang up. I only expect our black media to uphold the standards of excellent journalism, right? And when you do that, you go in with a neutral mind.
Cosby also said his wife, Camille, is standing by him and remains strong despite the pressures. Meanwhile, Spelman College indefinitely suspended a prestigious endowed professorship while the controversy continues. Bill and Camille Cosby funded it in 1987 with a $20 million gift. Earlier, I spoke with Stacy Brown about his interview with Bill Cosby. This is what he had to say. Stacy, so nice to have you here on Arise America. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes with us. Let me just start off with, how did you come to speak with Bill Cosby in the first place?
Sure. I'd been talking with his lawyers and publicists for about 3.5 weeks, and we were talking about an extensive interview. A couple of weeks ago, seems like we had almost agreed to it, but other things happened, the Gloria Allred press conference, the lawsuit, and then an LAPD investigation, and so they seem to have backed off. And I sort of lost contact with them for over the past week, so I decided just to take the chance and call Bill Cosby directly.
So you called him and you got him. I wonder how much of a surprise was that to you. And what did you want to do with this call? What did you want to do with this conversation with him?
Yeah, our perspective, and I say our, meaning the Washington Informer and the black media, we understood that at this point he was not going to talk about the allegations. I knew that. So what my objective was to talk about his wife. How is she doing? No one seems to have asked that question, and she seems to be lost in all of this. And I was able to ask him about it, and to my surprise, he gave me an answer.
And that answer was love and the strength of womanhood, at least in part. This is what's quoted. Let me say it again, love and the strength of womanhood. Now, you and I as journalists know that that's a backdoor way of getting to a topic that you really want to talk about. Were you surprised by that response, and what did that mean to you?
Well, I didn't expect him to drop a bombshell and say Camille left me, but I did. I was really, really touched by how he said it. I know he's an actor. He's rehearsed lines many times before, but it sounded like he was really touched by his wife's loyalty to him, and he was grateful for it. And he should be. There's no question about it, but I was really surprised that he was very candid about that, and he sounded like he was sincere, in my opinion.
And so after you asked this question about his wife, he responded in that way. Then what happened?
Well, he went on to tell me that I informed him that we had shared with his team a couple of stories that we had written at the Washington Informer. And he went on to tell me that he was very happy with that. He was going to instruct his team to treat me and us as royalty. And I told him, well, we're not looking for that. And he insisted, no, I'm going to tell him to treat you like royalty. And he said that he, really couldn't talk, that his team had pretty much muzzled him, told him that he was not to talk to the media, and so he had to go.
Did you get the idea that he wants to tell his side of this story?
I felt really, really convinced that this was a man who is taking the advice of his counsel, but he does not want to, that he really wants to talk. He sounded to me like if he had his way, if he really had his way and was not paying attention to what his team had advised him, he was going to open up. I think he's ready to talk, and I think that he's willing to talk. It's just he's been advised by some people who are probably just as intelligent, if not more intelligent than he is, to not talk. And, we lose that right to remain silent thing in society. And I know he's not under arrest, but right now I can almost understand. Now, I want him to talk like any other journalist, but I can almost understand he probably senses that talking is not going to do him any good. Look at our story. You know, a lot of people are focusing on the fact that they're saying that he's calling out black media, that he went to the black media. He didn't come to the black media. We went to him. I called him. He didn't call me. And I think he was speaking only in the sense that he was talking to a black journalist and for a black newspaper.
Well, it's a very interesting exchange that you got out of him. Congratulations on that. And it's the testament to what you can do when you just pick up the phone and make a phone call. Stacy Brown, thank you so much. Congratulations.